piece of news is pretty self-serving. It's about us.
What?
That's what I'm talking about.
Week from today, we'll be doing a 36-hour marathon, which will start in 1 week and 4 minutes ago.
Jeez, that's
it's in the past, kind of.
That's being exacting.
I believe that's called past perfect. In 1 week, we will have been playing for 4 minutes. You don't get to use the future perfect tense very often.
All right, come on, wordsmith. Oh, snap, I'm impressed. If only you'd been a math teacher instead.
It's exciting.
Anyway, all of us will be there.
Yep.
And also we'll be joined by special guest Professor Meg. And we're also going to have Rod is going to come down because we got to play some Ameritrash stuff. And we got Jenny's going to be coming in. And then our friend Alex will come in.
Ooh.
And some of these people will sleep and some of them won't.
Most won't.
You think so? I'm sleeping. I always sleep during the marathons now.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
On camera or off?
Off. Well, have I ever fallen asleep on camera?
You pretended to.
Yes, I got many emails from people going, "You're still live."
Yeah.
I'd have to be really tired to fall asleep at a Q&A for real. I almost fell asleep during an interview once. You can go look and find that one.
Oh, jeez.
I'm Googling that.
Were you being interviewed or the interviewer?
I was the interviewer.
Oh, I don't know which one's worse, actually.
Being the interviewer is worse.
Yeah, right. Like the person's answering, you're like,
He came here and you're like, this is so dreadfully
not
boring.
okay. Yeah, not okay.
Wow.
All right. Anyway, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Next piece of news. So 2 new YouTube channels started. First, we have Above Board TV. Ooh. So this is from Travis Oates, and actually our own Dice Tower News guy, Corey, is involved with this. And this is going to be basically a collection of skits and such. You can go see their channel. Now, here's the thing. So they were going to make a TV show many years ago. I was involved with that. There's a lot of different people involved with that. And then it just never happened. COVID and everything messed that up. So they're releasing clips from that, stuff that they recorded, because why waste that stuff? But they're also recording new stuff. So, for example, you can go to their channel and find someone skydiving while playing a board game.
Extreme board gaming, baby.
That is extreme. So check out their new channel, Above Board TV. Also, friend of the channel, or used to be on the channel, Sam Healy is starting his own channel called, I can't read it.
The flip side of board gaming.
Wait.
This is
who? Sam who?
This is one of those channels that has actually been stealth promoted for almost a decade.
Really?
Didn't he always say he would see us there?
I know, he did.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the flip side of board games, my upcoming YouTube channel.
2023.
If you slow it down, go back to any of our old videos and slow down the end, I'll see you on the flip side of board games. You can hear it.
It's the long game.
So, reviews, live Q&A, tutorials, playthroughs, pop culture.
I love it. I love it.
So you can go see Sam. Go check out his new channel.
I like that.
That upside down thing is really bugging me, though, because
it's hard to read, that's for sure.
No, I just want to start teaching a board game now. Because I always look at board games when I'm teaching them.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The board's upside down, man.
That does make sense.
Alrighty, so that's 2 new YouTube channels.
Nice.
Now let's go to Simon. Simon has
have a new YouTube channel, too?
What?
No.
They're everywhere.
Simon has not had an expo for a long time.
Gosh, that's true.
And they're having it, but it's not in Atlanta this year. Okay. It's in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Specifically, it's at the Game Center, which still makes me roll my eyes every time I say the name of that store.
That?
Why? Because there's a Z in it?
Are you anti-Z?
Yes, but that's not why I roll my eyes. But anyway, you hate the name more than I do.
Because they took my letter. Don't touch my letter. That's mine.
You own what, 1/26 of the alphabet?
That's right. That's mine, okay?
Name 5 other words with Z.
Zebra.
Anyhow.
Zendaya.
What about Zeb? Doesn't he own Z? He got Z-Man.
Zeb?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fine.
All right, anyhow, this will be at the Game Center September 15th to 17th. That's a great place. I was there before they remodeled it, and I thought it was cool. They remodeled it. The pictures look fantastic.
That's cool.
So they've already had a few of their, I think they're having like a Song of Ice and Fire miniatures game finals. They've had a few smaller events there, but this is their whole thing. So check it out.
Never been. That sounds good.
All right, Modifius has made a lot of miniature games, but this time, bring your own miniatures. And I would say, hey, cheaper miniatures, but has anyone here ever bought a Lego minifig?
Is that what this
That's
is?
true.
They're
Oh,
about as
yeah.
expensive as buying a Games
They
Workshop
really are.
miniature.
Oh, wow. So this is a game that uses little Lego people?
Yeah, well, Brick Wars already has existed for a while for this thing.
Okay.
It's been on the internet. I don't know if they sold everything. No, the idea is pretty fun, right? Like, you have all these little Lego dudes. Let's use them.
Yeah, I
you know,
like
make
that.
Lego machines and stuff. And so it says he's been doing it for the past 20 years, I guess. So the brickverse is dying. Plastic brick models gather dust on bookshelves rather than smashing into each other or even exploding slightly.
What?
Anyhow, blah, blah, blah. The human foots are coming in. Anyway, it's time to fight. If you can build it, your heroes can field it in battle no matter how inadvisable, inexplicable, or over the top. So they just talk about custom weapons, abilities, dozens of minifig specialists. There's combat. This is a miniature game.
This is Gaslands with Legos, isn't it?
It's tempting to buy this, right?
Leglands.
Legland.
It's
Yeah.
tempting to get this.
It really is. PDF, of course.
I don't know. That's a nice looking book.
It is. For a coffee table?
You know, when it comes
What is going
to
on?
a miniature game, I think I like having an actual physical
I
book
agree
over
with
PDF.
that. Yeah.
RPGs, I like the PDF because I need to be searching all the time and I can type it in.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah.
It's really handy. You'll be like, so how does flanking work? And I just type flanking, pulls it right up. It's really
Okay.
handy.
That's a good point.
Okay. I want that to be every book. I want to be able to search. Can you search an ebook? No, right? That's not a
No.
feature at
No,
all.
you can search ebooks.
On Kindles?
Yeah.
Like not search for books, but like within a book.
Yeah.
Really?
I do it all the time.
To like find yourself spoilers or whatever. Like when I like this one character. When's the next time they mention him? Why?
Comma died. See when he
Because
dies.
a character will show up sometimes early in a story and I'm like, I wonder if this character's important, and I type their name to see how many times it's mentioned in
Wow.
That's cheating at
That
Scrabble.
is. That's.
I don't care.
You're a
Wow.
monster. You
But
don't
even
deserve
more,
Brick Wars.
but even more so, sometimes I'll read about a character. I'm like, did we see this character before? Because it's easy to mess names
That
up.
is big.
You can go back and look and see where they were introduced.
Yeah.
To be
That's a good
fair,
idea.
back when they still printed books, nothing would scare me off of a book more than when you open it and at the front there's two things: a map and then a list of the characters. Have you seen this?
Yes, I love
broken
that.
down by like family, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, there's 312 people in this book.
Why would the map scare you? I like the map.
The map is cool. The other part,
Oh, okay.
Big guy.
like that just means that like I'm about to get into something that I'm gonna have to study for.
Yeah.
You know, they're like Jebediah, and I'm like, I don't know who that is, why, what family he belongs to. Like, if I need that reference, I'm out.
Anyway, I think this looks cool.
That's a good
I
point.
don't think we'll play this. But we might.
Yeah, we will.
I'm all
right.
about it.
Legos.
DEF CON 1. This is a new Cold War board game that's coming. It's coming from
Ooh.
Oh, that's not a Cold War, just so you know.
Synchron
That's a very
Games,
hot
and actually
war.
Ares is going to be distributing it. 2 to 5 players, lots of different scenarios. You'll be controlling 3 major blocks: the Atlantic Alliance, the Warsaw Pact, and the Non-Aligned Movement. Like it. Hey, we're not with anybody.
Not a line movement.
And then 2 minor blocks: France and China.
That's a cool cover.
These are minor blocks?
That is a great cover.
I love that.
That's a good lamp.
It's a little disturbing.
That was very distirbing.
It almost, yeah, that would be a weird lamp. If I came to your
That
home
would
and
be
you
an
had
awesome
that,
lamp.
I'd be like, cool. What kind of person are you? I would think.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this
How
lamp?
did I end up in this house? Yeah.
Well,
Why is
speaking
the
of
door
that,
locked?
Death Roads All-Stars is coming from Rebel Studio. Now, I got to say, if I had heard about this game from another studio, I might not be as excited because a lot of these games have been made, but Rebel's pretty solid with their games.
Mm-hmm.
I like this theme, and I was reading the description, and basically it's like, in 2082, mankind's divided. Rich and lucky people, and I'm like, oh, so it's Death Race.
Death Race.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you
I'm
get
allergic to Death Race.
I don't know if you get points for running over a bunch of nurses, but
What kind of monstrous thing is that to say? What sort of lamp do you own?
have you not seen Death Race?
I've seen Death Race 2000. No, the new one. The like not 2000. The
I
whatever.
haven't seen any of them.
The Jason Statham one.
I will watch it now.
It's so good. That movie's like. I almost just said low-key good. I apologize. That movie is actually very interesting for being a super campy, dumb movie.
Jason Statham is right there. He stays.
He managed to
dead.
make a movie. This is a weird thing to say, but I think he managed to make dumb movies slightly less dumb.
He does. That's.
I don't know
I'm
why.
not sure I appreciate
like-
his defense. Yeah, it's really.
I don't know. I just saw the trailer for Meg 2.
I haven't seen the trailer, but that movie's not that. It's not bad. Have you seen it?
Meg?
Yeah.
Yeah, Meg 2 looks pretty dumb.
I'm sure it is, and I'm sure Jason Statham makes it slightly less stupid.
That's true. Didn't he play that movie where he had to have like adrenaline the whole time, where he would die?
Absolutely. Never saw that though.
Well, I'd see the original Death Race. And basically, they're just racing across America, but if you hit people, you get points. And people will come out who want to die. And there was one scene where they push, and this is a spoiler for a 1970s movie. They push, like a nursing home, they come push a whole bunch of old people for him to die, and the old people are like, yes, finally, or something to that effect. But the hero avoids them and kills all the nurses and doctors that pushed him in the road instead. It's a pretty terrible movie.
Good night. The new one is.
Wait, you've never understood why people are driving like, hit that 17 points? That comes from that movie.
I know. I get
Jason
it. but
Statham would never do that.
The Death Race, the new Death Race is in a prison.
Yeah, that's why I was like that. It's
In
not
a prison?
real
It's
remake.
like a futuristic kind of prison
Oh,
in
like
which
Prison Island type
they
thing?
make the convicts race for a chance to be freed, which of course is, spoiler alert, they're being tricked.
All right, Pacific Ocean is our next game. This is from a brand new company, and it's
that's a
18
weird
card,
dolphin.
18 cards. It's from two Russian designers. It's from a company called Timoshov. Although it says Timoshev there on the thing, but if you look it up online, it's an O. So I'm not really sure how you.
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Anyway.
You said a small 18-card game, though, huh?
Yep, you're trying to attract aquatic animals to your sanctuary. 2-player game.
I like those little
Me too.
button shy style games.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
It's an I split. You choose.
Ooh, I like that too.
that.
I
All right.
cut the whale down the middle. Which part would you have? The back of the whale or the front of the whale?
Ooh.
Which side does the
I go
front?
back.
Because isn't the front of the whale? Don't they like vomit and then they use that to make like really expensive perfume?
That's only belugas or sperm whales, not a blue whale like that.
Oh, I don't know much about it.
What's happening right now?
No, that's a real thing. Whale vomit gets turned into perfumes. I'm not joking.
It's not perfume. It's a fixer. Yeah, it's used. It's incredibly ambergris is the thing.
It's expensive.
And ambergris
Really?
is incredibly expensive. It's used as a fixer in expensive perfumes. It makes the scent last longer. It doesn't smell good. You need to add that, but
This is.
You're learning so much today.
you need to, like, read
I'm
the
going to
books.
Google all this to see if I'm
Why
lied
don't you read a
to.
book every now and
Why
then?
would we be?
Okay?
We have a chat to like
Get
yell
off
at
of
us.
TikTok. Read a book.
About
All right.
whale vomit.
Moving on. Fika, or Fika, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. This is the philosophy in Sweden that people should take time out of their daily schedule to chat over a hot drink and a plate of pastries. Is anyone opposed to that?
Really?
100%.
Is that
no.
really the definition of this word? Because that would be fantastic.
That's what it says. Anyhow, this is a 2-player game from designer Peter Van Gombel and art by Beth Sobel. That art looks great.
Yeah, it does.
This is neat. These little 2-player games.
Yeah, each player owns a street cafe. You're out earning your opponent. So you're playing cards to match suits. And you're trying to get tips. I don't know. It's coming out in June, so that is a month away.
I like that.
Okay.
All right. The company here, Snowdale Design, is making a sequel to their Peacemakers game. And now it's called
Yeah.
Peacemakers Horrors of War.
That's a weird title.
Yeah, that's like.
It sounds like it's like some of the changes being put in this version are more emphasis on theme. Okay. That was already anyway. Unique player powers, faster setup, streamlined rule set, and individual scenarios instead of a campaign. I'm a big fan of that.
Right.
Huge
This is a
fan.
game in which you control a band of animals, and
Okay.
there's these 2 big armies fighting,
The
and
Sunshine
you are
Band?
trying to stop. You're trying to stop the armies from fighting by having. So, like the way the original game was, there'd be like these armies, and they're moving around fighting each other, and you're going around trying to control the army so that they would kill enough people equally on both sides that both sides would go, too much bloodshed, let's do peace.
Like Death Race.
Really?
I couldn't get over the theme. I didn't think it was great, but Mike DeLisio really likes the game. He thinks it's a great game.
Yes, but it's Mike DeLisio.
I also pulled it from the Dice Tower library because no one ever played it.
Also, let me dig on Mike DeLisio again. He's barely comprehensible. Let's be
Wow,
fair.
Mike.
Is he up this early? Oh, he is in the chat. Whoops. Whoopsie.
All right. Well, now Mike in the chat can dunk on this next game because this is one Z's excited about.
I'm excited for this Peacemakers remake, to be fair. I never played the original one, but after Legends of Galzer, going back to this now with more just experience, honestly, for this designer and his own company here, I'm excited.
I'm liking that artwork on those. That rabbit yeah, there's a lot. I like that artwork.
Where's there a rabbit?
Drugs.
Is that a rabbit? A
Where's
fox?
there a rabbit?
It's a rabbit. Is that a fox?
There's
not a rabbit in that
thing
picture.
waving
It's on the left.
with
The thing on the
What is
left-hand
that?
side going like this.
Waving. Is that a rabbit?
Going like that. I don't know what it is. Let's move on, please. It's disturbing me.
Hey, I like
deeply.
him. Whatever he is, I like him. Huge fan.
We're down to 9 badges for Dice Tower East. Anyhow,
Ooh.
this
Sell by
next
the
game
end.
Z's excited about, even though it looks boring as all get out.
That's
Insert
right.
a game
Why am I excited? Why am I excited?
because not only is this a game designed by Bruno Catala, Bruno
That's it,
Catala has
baby.
had the gall to say this is his best game.
That is correct.
He did say that. That's not a
He did
kid.
say that. This is the one he's
Period.
the most proud of.
Period.
And I looked at it and I thought, really? This one? This one, Bruno? But he's very excited about it. I've never played it. I think
I gotta say, I don't love that cover.
the original, I kind of wish they had left it alone with the theme. And actually, he wrote about this. That he was like, well, no one was going to publish it. So FunForge is going to publish it.
We hope.
The
FunForge is pretty slow on releasing games these days.
Okay, that's fair. But then, like, the sort of the halfway meeting point was they will publish it, but they also wanted to put a theme on it, so they went with this donuts theme. The original one was a fully abstract game.
Those donuts
Okay.
have way too big of a hole in them.
Yeah, there's not a lot of meat.
You
in
need to
those donuts.
flip them. I think that's maybe why. I
Never
don't know.
should be meat and donuts. What are you talking
so
about?
It's kind of like Othello. It's an abstract game, so it's kind of like Othello. And it's also one of those games in which where you play dictates where your opponent must play their next piece. So, abstract, fully
Apparently, it's
abstract.
been played 214,000 times on Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. I'll give it a chance.
I hear it's straight fire.
All right. Another Star Wars Villainous expansion / standalone is coming out called Scum and Villainy with
is
Boba
that?
Fett. I don't want to play him because apparently anytime you flip over a white card, he'll get beat up. You know, no matter who he fights against, he gets beat up.
Every time.
Any goodwill he had from those movies. And in the movies, he got
what do you
beat
think
up.
the objective is for
Yeah,
his character? Like, does he have to spend a certain number of rounds sitting in that vat, and then you win?
No, that he is. You go to the flashback, which is way more interesting.
Yeah.
You go to a different board. You're like, oh, here he's cool. Oh no, I'm back in the real world.
Yeah, that maybe is it. Yeah.
All right, Renature Valley is an expansion for Renature. It's Renature Valley is the expansion. That's a really beautiful cover. I did not love
That's
Renature.
creepy.
It's a Kramer Kiesling game, but a lot of people did. It's dominoes with animals, basically.
Huh.
Dominoes with animals.
You played it, I think.
Damimals. Yeah, no, I like it. I like Renature.
I did not like
Kind
it
of
as much.
area control-ish kind of game.
Yeah,
Area control.
with dominoes.
Oh,
And animals.
All right.
those three go together well.
I believe Capstone's bringing that one out. Capstone's also bringing us Small City Deluxe Edition. Small City, which is kind of a
Ooh.
weird thing considering how big the box originally was. From Albin Viard. This is it has new artwork and everything. You don't like city building games. And this is one of the more heady ones. Like, I found this to be too much. For me, it was too much work for the stuff I got out of it. I found it to be not Vitel Lacerda heavy, but definitely leans in that direction.
Like compared to what? Like what do you compare this to?
I told you, Vitel Lacerda.
Well, I mean, like, is there a game out specifically? So wait, this is pretty heavy.
No, I played Small City.
Oh, you did?
I feel like I might have played Small City back in the day,
okay.
too, and it is incredibly heavy.
This is
city
the one I
building.
sold for $1, if you remember
I
that
remember.
situation. Okay.
I remember that situation.
I'll tell you about that later.
Wow.
I don't.
Because you know the person who bought it.
You do. We were just speaking of that person. Anyway, this is not a game for me, but that's cool that they're coming back out with a new printing of it. His games all tend, Alvin VR, they all tend to be very heavy games.
All right. In one of the worst
artwork.
naming conventions, we have a new expansion for Terraforming
no.
Mars called Prelude 2. So this is the second prelude, but not in it's just a weird title.
Okay, so
anyhow,
it's like the only worst things would be like Terraforming Mars more unique. The internet would lose its mind. Be like, you can't be more unique.
anyway, so this is already okay. So there's a couple things about this that are getting people in a frenzy. One, it's going to Kickstarter. People are like, "Why go to Kickstarter?" Because you make money. I don't fault them for going to Kickstarter. Who cares? As other people are like, you said there was a definitive version of the big box, and then now they made an expansion. Well, they're about the 50th company to do that.
Yes.
Also, this doesn't sound like there's a lot involved in it. It's just more stuff. Although it does sound like they said there's going to be more corporations and cross-expansion effects. That worries me because I don't always want to play with all or even most of the Terraforming expansions. If I am forced to use them to play with this, I'll be less excited.
But you like Prelude, right? That's the one.
I love
would
Prelude. I
recommend.
won't play without it.
This one, a Colony, I think.
If this adds more Prelude cards and more corps, and that's all it adds, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm less excited because it's coming to Kickstarter, which means it's not. They didn't announce a game that's coming out this week. Or this year, even. It's probably coming out next year. So I've also played a lot less Terraforming Mars now that Ares Expedition and Earth exist. So this one just gets played less.
Still waiting on Earth Prelude.
Because you think that game needs to be sped up?
Earth Express.
Earth Express. Who knows, that might be in there. But even still, if you're a fan of Terraforming Mars, you're going to be excited about this.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, AEG has a Kickstarter campaign coming up with a bunch of expansions for their games. So you got, let's see what the games are. We have one there for
War Chest up top.
War Chest, and then
That's fine on that.
the bingo game. What's that one called? Not Tiny Towns. That's
Cubitos?
Cubitos is down at the bottom.
Isn't that Tiny Towns?
Is it Tiny Towns?
Tiny
Yeah, you're
Towns?
right. Tiny
Yeah.
Towns. And then Space Base. So Space
That's
Base.
the one you want to talk about.
That's a good one. Did you play it at West?
Are you sure that's the one he showed? Oh, this is the one that you saw.
Yes.
Okay.
You got to see this?
Yeah, I got to play this.
What's it like,
Cult of
Joey?
the Future.
It's
Joe,
like
what's it like?
it's.
to own
I like
a
anything
purple
space
shirt?
based.
Do you? Because I think some of the Space Base expansions
Okay.
kind of went off mark.
I skipped Shy Pluto. I skipped any campaign related things.
This
Just
is not a
because
campaign one.
That's what I like. I heard Tim talk about it, how he didn't, how he's going back to just expansion. I like this. I'm excited.
I
about
also
this.
think Cubitos needs an expansion. It needs some more stuff. So it looks like there's more dice and cards. That sounds fun for that game.
I've never played Cubitos. That's a good? That's Declare too, right?
Yeah, it's a dice building, pool building game. And Tiny Towns already has
do
two,
like that.
maybe 3 expansions. So I don't know what this will add. And then War Chest has 2 expansions, but hey, more expansions for that. Anyway, they know people think this. All these games except Cubitos have at least 2 expansions. So putting them all together in one Kickstarter makes sense.
It does. It's
As long as you don't have to buy all 4, but I can't imagine you would.
No way. That'd be nuts.
All right, the biggest news announced not on May 4th, for whatever reason. Star Wars Unlimited was announced from Fantasy Flight.
What is this?
They are going back in time.
Yeah.
Fantasy Flight, one of their
Back in
first
time.
games was Game of Thrones, collectible card game. They realized that didn't work very well, and they switched to trading card games.
Living card game.
Living card games, sorry, living
Yeah,
card games.
living card game, yeah.
And now they're back to CCGs. This is Star Wars Unlimited. It is a trading card game, a collectible card game, coming out next year, so don't get excited about anything.
Oh.
You have to wait a year. They've also, I've read through like all their announcements, and they basically have said nothing, except for they plan to put out 3 expansions a year,
Okay.
and they pulled in all the designers from all their different living card games. So I don't know the names of these people, but they mentioned them like this guy from this game and this guy from this game are
Yeah?
working together on this. They went and found the most generic picture they could pick for Star Wars. Then they said, can we make the name more generic? And they did that. So they're
Okay.
generic. They also just published Star Wars, the deck building game, which is not going to win the Dice Tower Award for best name of a game either.
Okay.
isn't that fun?
They already have a Star Wars living card game from Eric Lang, which was fine. I didn't think it was
Yeah,
great.
it's done now, but they had that, yes.
And they did Star Wars Destinies, which was a dice building, pool building game, which got very rave reviews and was popular for a year and a half.
Yeah.
I will say this. I think this is not... just taking this at face value, I don't think this is a good idea.
Right.
for me, it might be a fantastic idea for Fantasy Flight. I don't know. I do like the artwork, though. And they are saying that they want it to look consistent. So if the artwork looks like this and it is consistent across all the cards, and they're saying it's the entire trilogy, the original trilogy is the artwork where this comes.
No, they're
okay.
saying it's going to feature things from everything. Movies, TV series, comics, video games, and everything in between.
Okay, well, what I read was that the first cycle there was the original trilogy, so I don't know.
Well, sure, they gotta see if it works.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll keep going after that. But I like the look. I like the style.
Do
Yeah.
you?
I do.
I just look at that picture and I'm like, I've seen that 1,000 times. That same people in those poses. I don't know.
I like the illustration. The I don't know. It's a little sort of AI artwork maybe, but I like the style. They're also saying that it's going to be, 1 versus 1 and multiplayer.
That's the new thing. Lorcana has that same thing.
I don't know, man. This is just, come on. More CCGs is a weird thing.
It's like we've gone back in time because Lorcana is making big waves. And of course, the stores are excited about Lorcana because, hey, CCGs make money.
Right.
Yes.
This is going to sell crazy well when it first comes out. But until we know what gameplay is like and how the meta game goes, I don't know. I'm cautiously pessimistic about this one. I'll play it when it comes out, and I feel the same way about this as I felt about the Star Wars deck builder. When I heard about that,
I agree.
I was like,
agree.
who
Right.
cares? And I played Star Wars deck builder, and I was like, this
you
is
liked
actually
it.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll feel the same way about this, but I'm not like holding my breath for when this comes out.
No. I don't. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what it is. I'm kind of there with you. I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. Cool. But I guess if you're a huge Star Wars fan, here's a new thing to play / collect.
Yeah, but there's so much Star Wars out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The CCG is just.
I don't know. It's hard to keep up. If you're someone
know.
who's into CCGs, you're keeping up with 1 or 2 or maybe more. Buckle down. Here's another one,
That's the thing. And I did the Destinies one for a while, the Dice one for my nephew. But
Did you?
That kind of, just because they were cute to collect.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Staying power is what's going to be hard.
I'm more excited for Lorcana than this.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm honestly equally a fan of Star Wars and Disney. That is to say,
Right.
not a huge fan of either one. But I'm more excited for Lorcana.
Same
Maybe
here.
it's just because I've seen more of it,
Also, I think I've seen more Star Wars. Like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you already have what you want. You can play X-Wing.
Yes.
You can play Armada.
Right.
You can play Star Wars Epic Duels. Well, if you can find that one.
Outer
but
Rim, if you want to
Outer
be
Rim.
Scum.
if you want to do Star Wars Rebellion, the whole big thing.
Yes.
You can play Star Wars, the deck building game, There's just all these different... The Star Wars experience is out there. Even
Yes.
Imperial
Yeah.
Assault, And then
There's
there's
a
the
lot.
miniature game. There's so much Star Wars.
Not to mention, there have been at least 3...
Star Wars CCG, Young Jedi, and then Star Wars TCG.
from
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, that's a Richard Garfield game.
I still think Wizards of the Coast printed that just to make sure Deciphers was shut down, because they did not put a lot of effort into
Sure,
that
yeah.
TCG.
Right.
But anyway,
Young Jedi was the rough one. That was not good.
it really was. All right, anyway, folks, that's the news.